Hi everyone, I'm Nicholas. Welcome to another Call of Duty Warzone video. Today I'm going to teach you some of the best settings that I have fiddled around with. So sit back and enjoy. If you need to pause the video, please do go ahead. But in the meantime, I really want you to, after applying all these settings, do let me know how they work out for you. A quick tip is to be sure you shut down every application such as Google Chrome or Microsoft or anything that's running in the background to make sure that Warzone is able to use up all of the RAM that you have. 8 gigabytes, it's possible to run this game, but you have to make sure that you shut the other applications down. Okay, so first of all, in the general section, we want to go down to field of view. I would set this at 100. I think this is sort of the ideal and sweet spot. You can go to 120 if your system is able to support. Sometimes I find that, at the 120, of course, it's better, you can see more enemies, but at the same time, it does have to load more frames. So therefore, for me, it's not that stable, but you can do so if you would like to. I also think that 60 and 80 is too close up, to the point where it's almost like a tunnel vision. So we don't want that. 100 honestly is, I would say, quite a balance between quality and performance, so that is what we're going to strive for. If you would like to know the specifications of my desktop rig, everything will be linked in the description box below. Now, we all know how difficult it is to run Warzone, so here we go in the graphics section. I would really focus a lot on the display section over here, so make sure it's full screen. Alright, so this is very important. Sometimes you may load the game and it would be in full screen borderless. That doesn't really perform that well, in my opinion. So always go for full screen. Make sure your graphics card is picked. And for screen refresh rate, I would recommend that you apply the same settings as your desktop monitor. So mine supports 144, therefore we will go with that. Alright, so here is the part where I would like you to focus on. So obviously, in this situation, I would recommend you to go with 1920 by 1080, but in terms of the resolution scale, put it down to 80. If you put your scale at 80, it would really help lighten the load on your graphics card. So 80 is honestly the best spot. The reason I went with 80 is because it gave me a good balance. Anything lower than 80 definitely will boost your frame rates, but at the same time, it's almost impossible to differentiate the background and the enemy, so we don't want that. I've tried 90 as well. It works okay. There are a little bit of stutters from time to time, but in my opinion, I honestly think that 80 works the best. Put this at 1920 by 1080p and leave it at 80% of the scale. So going down, I would disable VSync, and this is also very important in the custom frame rate limit. This is my settings, so 60 for gameplay and 60 for the menu. Down we go to NVIDIA highlights. I would disable that. I don't think that makes too much of a difference, but it's alright if you want it to be turned on. Display gamma, let's put it at 2.2. So here is the important part. See how it makes a big difference when I switch from normal to high. Look at the VRAM usage. So for me, I honestly think that normal, it's more than okay. If low and very low, your quality would look really bad, so I would suggest putting at normal. Texture resolution, I would say that it's the only component that really affects your gameplay. Other than that, all of these, they don't really play a part in changing of the VRAM usage. So I would really focus on this. If your rig really cannot run Warzone, then I would suggest going with either low or very low. But at the end of the day, it's still okay. It doesn't look too bad as long as if you have, your render resolution at 1080p and at 80% of the scale. So even going to low and very low, it's still manageable. So for me, I would go with normal for texture resolution. As for the texture filter, let's go with high. High for particle quality. Bullet impacts, I would disable that. Tessellation, we'll put near. Shadow and lighting, I'll put normal for my shadow map resolution. Disable the cage spot shadows. Cage sun shadows disabled. Particle lighting low. DirectX disabled. Ambient occlusion, dynamic objects. screen space reflection at low. For the post-processing effects, I've chosen to go with SMAA 1 time for the anti-aliasing. Disable the depth of field, filmic strength, you can put this all the way to 1. World motion blur disabled, weapon motion blur enabled, and film grain at 0.25. So these are my settings. There's going to be a gameplay in a moment, so do tell me how you think it looks. Let me know what you think in the comment section box below, and also do let me know your personal experience in terms of optimizing and running Warzone. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up if it has helped you. Very excited for season 4, so there's a lot in store right now. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Looks on your side today.
Enemy soldier incoming. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Got movement! Cracked one! They're on me!
Enemy soldier incoming. Enemy soldier incoming.
I'm moving.
Move that.
Send explosives!
Target spotted. Affirmative.
Heading out. Check your fire!
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Conjure